So the next topic we're going to talk about is the most dangerous states to live in the United States. To help you kind of identify what states you may want to live in based on the different safety issues at each state. And so the reason and or purpose behind this is definitely to, analyze different real estate options as well because I really like real estate. And so I think that when you are choosing a place to live, choosing a place to retire, or choosing a place to invest your money into real estate, you may want to consider, what states are the most dangerous, what states are the most safest areas to live or buy properties. And so this is kind of part of the reason why I created this article on medium.com is so then you can kind of better understand, where are the most dangerous states that you can live. Especially if you have a family, you'll definitely want to consider these different things. So, we all want to live in a place that's free of, safety issues and risks and deaths and crazy things. You don't want to be in harm's way. And so it's definitely easier said than done, but there are definitely a lot of factors that you can consider when you're considering, where is the safest place to live or the most dangerous place to live. So this list is based on the following factors: crime rate, natural disasters, healthcare access, FBI crime and law enforcement data, violent crimes, homicides, firearm deaths, aggravated assaults per capita, property crimes, law enforcement employees per capita, terrorist attacks, mass shootings, rape per capita, robbery per capita, hate crimes, unemployment rate, debt per income ratio, poverty rate, DUIs per capita, road safety, as well as other factors. Americans say that crime levels near their home are definitely getting more dangerous, and you'll definitely want to consider a lot of these different factors when you're choosing where to live, or where to buy properties, or where to retire. You want to consider the risks that exist within each state statistically, and you'll also want to take action to mitigate safety risks. So here are the top most dangerous states to live in the United States. First, we have Louisiana. Now, Louisiana is definitely pretty bad. New Orleans was like horrible when I was there. Very, very scary just walking the streets. Anyway, Louisiana is the most dangerous state in the United States because it has the highest violent crime rate and highest homicide rate of 14.4 murders per 100,000 people in the country, especially in cities like New Orleans. And so also with New Orleans is Baton Rouge. It's not very safe there either. Louisiana has a high risk for hurricanes as well and natural disasters. And, with my background in meteorology and oceanography, etc., we all know that the coastline is basically below sea level, and so their risks for natural disasters are pretty bad. And I did, create like a couple of videos about, maybe relocating the city as much as possible anyway. If you want to review that video, it is pretty interesting. But basically, why are we putting all this money into rebuilding New Orleans after every natural disaster? Instead, a lot of this money should go into maintaining things in that city, but then also building new construction, above sea level, upriver, basically. So, Louisiana has a high risk for hurricanes and other natural disaster. They do have low emergency preparedness situations, and they have high unemployment rates, high bullying incidents, high homicides, high quantity of rapes, high quantity of aggravated assaults, burglary, high larceny thefts, high fatalities, high quantity of rapes, and high firearm-related deaths. Katrina led to 1,500 people losing their life, and Louisiana has a highly diverse population of over 4.6 million people. Their firearm death rate is 21.1 per 100,000 people. Overall, Louisiana is 50th safest and among the most dangerous states to live according to the 2022 rankings, with a total score of 31.64. I have Louisiana listed as the most dangerous state in the United States based on the different data points that I pulled up. Next, we have Alaska. Alaska has a high rate of violent crimes, especially in their rural areas. It is very a remote, large state, of course. I spent a couple years in Alaska, and the whole daylight sunlight thing does make it a little more complicated. But anyway, Alaska is among the most dangerous states to live because of its violent crimes. It's highest in the nation for quantity of rapes, robberies, aggravated assaults, thefts, high quantity of deaths due to alcoholism. It has dangerous wildlife, a homicide rate of 8.4 per 100,000 people. And they also have a risk of earthquakes, wildfires, and other natural disasters as well. And so Alaska has the highest quantity of rapes in the nation with a score of 9.7, and Alaska's firearm death rate is 23 per 100,000 people. Alaska is ranked 16th most dangerous state in the US in 2022, and it has a total score of 54.52. But is listed second in my list because it has the most firearm death rates and a lot of different violent crimes, as well as an extremely low population density that leads to its data being very skewed. Many of the crimes occur in rural areas, and the data is not tracked very effectively in those areas. And so, as far as I'm considered, based on all the research I did, Alaska is number 2. Their data is not as effectively monitored, and it's definitely not a safe place to live, according to the stats. Number 3, we have Texas. Texas is among the most dangerous states to live because its high quantity of violent crimes, quantity of firearm deaths, quantity of law enforcement officers per 100,000 people, robberies, emergency preparedness, residential safety, quantity of insurance-insured residents, and 18.4% of people have no health insurance here, so overall it is listed as number 3. Texas firearm death rate is 12.1 per 100,000 people, and Texas has a high quantity of homicides of 10.3 per 100,000 people. Texas is the 47th safest among the 2022 list, and it has a total score of 36.77. Texas is the 47th safest among the 2022 list and has a total score of 36.77. We have it listed as the 3rd most dangerous state in the US. And number 4, we have listed Mississippi. Mississippi is among the most dangerous states to live because its high crime rate, homicide rates, quantity of burglaries. It's also worst in the nation for road safety and emergency preparedness. It's second worst for financial safety, second highest for fatalities, and its high unemployment rate is above 6%. It has a high property crime rate for burglary and theft, and also a high risk for hurricanes and other natural disasters. Mississippi has a firearm death rate of 19.8 and a homicide rate of 8.2 per 100,000 people. So overall, Mississippi is 49th safest among the 2022 list with a total score of 32.52. I have it listed as the 4th most dangerous state to live in the US. Number 5, we have Missouri. Missouri is among the most dangerous states to live because of its high rate of violent crime, high homicide rates, The amount of rapes, aggravated assaults, larceny thefts, motor vehicle thefts, and risks for tornadoes and other natural disasters. Overall, their emergency preparedness and lack of insured residents, as well as residential overall safety, is just, a lot of the different reasons as to why it's listed number 5, most dangerous state to live. So Missouri has the second highest homicide rate of 9.8 per 100,000 people and firearm death rate of 18.8 per 100,000 people. Missouri is the 43rd safest and therefore among the most dangerous states to live in the US for the 2022 listing and has a total score of 40.25. Number 6, we have Arkansas. Arkansas is among the most dangerous states to live because its high quantity of violent crimes, quantity of homicides, residential safety, financial safety, risks for tornadoes and other natural disasters, quantity of assaults, quantity of bullying incidents, and also high quantity of firearm deaths. Arkansas has 8.6 murders and 7.7 firearm deaths per 100,000 people, and Arkansas is the second highest quantity of rapes in the nation with a score of 2.95. Arkansas is the 48th safest, therefore among the most dangerous states to live in the United States, according to the 2022 list. And their score is 40.25. Arkansas is the 48th safest and definitely among the most dangerous states to live for the 2022 listing and has a score of 40.25. Oklahoma is among the most dangerous states to live because of its high quantity of violent crimes, quantity of homicides, and quantity of rapes, aggravated assaults, burglaries, larceny thefts, vehicle thefts, quantity of enforcement officers per 100,000 people, firearm death rates, workplace safety, financial safety, emergency preparedness, quantity of insured residents, where 14.3% of residents do not have health insurance. Oklahoma's firearm death rate is 19.6 per 100,000 people, and overall their crime rate is 3,277 per 100,000 people. So Oklahoma is among the highest amount of rapes as well, and so it's definitely listed as one of the most dangerous states to live in 2022, listed as 45th safest and has a score of 39.34. Number 8, we have Montana. Montana is among the most dangerous states to live because of its quantity of violent crimes, rapes, aggravated assaults, larceny thefts, quantity of enforcement officers per 100,000 people, residential safety, workplace safety, financial risk, and firearm death rate. Montana is among the highest quantity of rapes in the nation. They have 8.9 homicides and 19 firearm deaths per 100,000 people as well. Montana is the 40th safest, which means it is among the most dangerous states in the United States with a total score of 42.16. Number 9, Alabama. Alabama is among the most dangerous states because of its high quantity of violent crimes, emergency preparedness, quantity of assaults per capita, quantity of homicides, quantity of aggravated assaults, burglaries, firearm deaths, and larceny thefts. Alabama is the 7th highest for homicide with 8.3 per 100,000 people, and it has a firearm death rate of 21.4 per 100,000 people. Overall, Alabama's crime rate is 3,185 per 100,000 people. It's listed as 46th safest and among the most dangerous states to live in 2022 with a score of 37.68, and so we have Alabama listed as number 9 most dangerous states to live. I really didn't enjoy Alabama when I was there. We went to the big city when I was, going to college for 1 year at the Marion Military Institute, which was in the middle of nowhere in a forest, and we ended up driving out to, I think it was Tuscaloosa, and it was during like all of the football games, it just felt very dangerous. Wandering around at night during the football games, it just like you could have that like really weird feeling. I didn't feel safe at all. So I only went to the city once. Probably wouldn't go there again. I just didn't feel very safe, and maybe it was because, you know, it was nighttime, and, you know, you can tell people like were out partying for the football games, and it just happened to be the night that we were out. So yeah, my favorite thing about Alabama is definitely the Milo sweet tea. But I probably won't spend much time there otherwise. Number 10, we have listed Florida. Florida is among the most dangerous states to live because of its high quantity of violent crimes, quantity of homicides, road safety, emergency preparedness, workplace safety, quantity of insurance, uninsured, 13.2% residents, and over 6% unemployment rate. Their firearm deaths, and overall, Florida firearm death rate is 12.6 per 100,000 people, and Florida is the third highest quantity of homicides with 9.7 per 100,000 people. Florida is listed as the 44th safest and among the most dangerous states to live in the US, according to the 2022 total score of 39.52. Number 11, we have Tennessee. Tennessee is among the most dangerous states to live because of its high quantity of violent crimes, quantity of homicides, robberies, aggravated assaults, burglaries, larceny thefts, and residential safety. Tennessee has 11.5 murders per 100,000 people, and it is among the highest homicide rate in the country. Tennessee firearm death rate is 17 per 100,000 people as well. Tennessee is listed as the 41st safest and among the most dangerous states to live in the United States in 2022, with a total score of 41.34. 12th we have listed is New Mexico. New Mexico is among the most dangerous states to live because of its high violent crime rate, quantity of homicides, quantity of rapes, robberies, aggravated assaults, burglaries, larceny thefts, motor vehicle thefts, quantity of law enforcement officers per 100,000 people, and high risk for wildfires and other natural disasters. Overall, their crime rate is not very good. New Mexico firearm death rate is 18.2 per 100,000 people, and New Mexico is ranked as the 25th most dangerous state in the US in 2022 with a total score of 49.92, but I have it listed as 12th most dangerous state in the United States because it is also listed as top 3 within the Consumer Affairs, mostly because of its homicide, rape, and aggravated assault listings. And so I have it listed as 12th most dangerous state to live in the United States. So again, this list I think is very interesting, very important for individuals to kind of consider, you know, when you're considering like purchasing real estate as like a, you know, real estate guru, or whether it's deciding where to live for you and your family, or whether it's deciding where to retire. You know, I think maybe choosing a safer place to live is definitely an important decision to make. While the decision can be very complicated, you can definitely mitigate these different dangers and safety risks by implementing a few things to create a safer environment for yourself, or maybe distance yourself from the different dangers that exist. And so first and foremost, awareness is key. Definitely choose, you know, to be aware of the different issues that arise in the different cities that you're deciding to stay or go to or visit on vacation. Overall, if you have children, you'll definitely want to revisit this list, or at least do some research yourself to figure out where are the safest places to live and, you know, buy properties. And so this video is all about the most dangerous states to live in the United States, but you can also check out my other video on the most safest states to live in the United States. And so overall, crime and natural disaster risks are definitely very overwhelming, and they can really impact your life, your happiness, your safety, your quality of life. And so I think it's really important to consider these different things. We should definitely, as a society, like really strive to fight crime and, implement a more peaceful situation for our community and for our lives. In this modern age, like, we have so much technology. There's forensics, there's GPS, there's cameras. There's so many different things that we can implement into our lives to foster a safer situation for ourselves and our family as well. It's definitely safe to say that we can skew the data in our favor by implementing safety equipment in our lives and in our homes and in our vehicles. We can install safer doors, maintain carbon monoxide detectors and CO2 detectors in our homes. We could buy safer cars. We can install cameras, maintain security systems, get GPS tracking for our vehicles and our phones, or dash cams for our vehicles. You can get insurance for your car, your house, your properties, like your stuff. There's a lot of different things that you can do, a lot of choices that you can make, and a lot of different decisions that you can make to really foster a safer life for yourself and your family and your friends. Definitely be sure to be proactive and be aware because, living a safer and healthier life first starts with, awareness. And then second, it, really is controlled by the decisions you're making and the choices. And then it's also, the actions that you're implementing as well. Know the risks, know the crimes, and know what you can do to foster a safer life for yourself and others. And you can also get more data by talking to local realtors in your area. They can give you a lot of very key information, and realtors overall have a lot of different sources of information, and they also know the area. So you can also check out the different realtors and ask these questions to them as you are buying a home. Well, thank you so much. Be sure to subscribe below and, check out all the other videos that we have on really leveling up your life, helping you foster the best life for yourself and others. So thank you so much and good luck with everything. And if you're interested, I do have other videos you can click on above that, will take you through other interesting topics that you can enjoy.